Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot reading. Please come into this tarot reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to learn something or better yourself. If the messages that come through don't resonate for you, that's totally fine. Feel free to push them aside. You may choose to revisit them at a later date or time. Sometimes messages make more sense in the future, so just bear that in mind. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is, of course, optional advice, guidance, and energy check-in. All right, so let's set the intention to get you some messages with clarity, messages for your best and highest good, helpful, insightful ones. Let's begin for Cancer. So, bottom of your deck is the Eight of Cups, which is about emotional detachment. Eights are always about movement and further exploration. Sometimes they're about travel. This to me feels like maybe not starting a new chapter, but going down a new rabbit hole. It typically indicates that you've made progress in some area, but you've come to find out it wasn't necessarily as satisfying as you thought it would be. It's not always about abandoning ship, but it's about maybe not settling in the comfort zone or thinking that, you know, this is all I'm ever going to get, this is all I deserve. It's about sort of that hunch, listening to your intuition that there is more out there for you, so don't shut yourself off to the possibility. Let's see, you have a lot of major arcana coming through. You have the Star, the Sun, Judgment, the Empress. We'll get to all that. So let's see what wants to come through with the Page of Wands. And then the Five of Pentacles. Let's see what that is about. I see these two cards next to each other as sort of a repeat message in terms of the idea of following that hunch of creativity or exploration with the Page of Wands, that curiosity, that fire you have burning inside of you, but then kind of coming to a standstill. The Three of Wands, which is at the center of your spread, so that indicates it's an important card. It's waiting for your ships to come in. So for some of you, it feels like you've moved forward as much as you can, and now you're kind of waiting for the universe to confirm that you're on the right path or to show you a sign that, you know, you should keep going. Because, yeah, for some reason you're at a standstill. It may have to do with money. Maybe you're involved in something that you were hoping would be more lucrative, and right now anyway, there seems to be either financial trouble or also you may have had to stop something due to, I don't know if it's illness or, you know, something to do with the body, something that needs healing or mending. It may also have to do with family issues, with Judgment and the Ten of Pentacles coming up. You may feel like you have responsibilities to your family or to I don't know, a very Cancerian way, go care for people right now. And so maybe it's almost like you're having to push pause. And so maybe this Eight of Cups isn't necessarily walking away from something entirely. It might actually be putting something on pause because it's like you have bigger fish to fry. It seems like you're having to get your priorities in order. So while there is maybe a love, or maybe there is emotional fulfillment in doing something career-wise, or whatever this is to you, maybe pursuing some romantic path with a person, it's almost like you have to get your ducks in a row elsewhere. And so, yeah, I'm hearing pushing pause on something. Just because it's not happening now doesn't mean it's not going to happen. I think you have to have faith. That being said, you have very positive cards surrounding this. So I want to kind of keep going and see where the energy is headed in this narrative anyway. Yeah, there may be an issue where there's almost this role reversal where the child becomes the parent or the parent becomes the child. And I know that's kind of weird and clunky when I say it, but it may involve you having to step up and take care of a parent or help guide them or lend them money. There could be a parent or a maternal or paternal figure. It could even be a family member. It could be siblings, but it feels more like a mother or a father reaches out for some sort of help from you. And it may, in the process, in like a larger symbolic way, force you to sort of make amends with the past, especially if there is some challenging energy with this person in your life. It's almost like you're being asked to step up and be the bigger person and maybe treat this person with kindness and respect, even if that isn't necessarily how they treated you. Maybe that resonates for you in terms of a husband or a wife as well. It could even be an ex reaches out to you. I'm not really getting the revival of a romantic connection, but it could be that maybe you have children with this person, right? So, you know, you are connected to them in some way. You still hear from them. Maybe you're on good terms, but I do get the idea of needing to step forward and almost like act in a graceful way of service in terms of like a higher power, if you know what I mean. being of service to someone who really needs it when, in the past maybe they weren't that person for you. It seems like a lot of you are going to step up and be like, you know what, life is short. I'm not going to hold a grudge. I'm not going to hold resentment. I'm going to help this person because they need it, not necessarily expecting anything in return. But spoiler alert, I feel like that sort of shows good faith. It's like your heart is in the right spot, and I do feel like you're going to be rewarded for that. And yeah, so if somebody reaches out to you and you are able to help them, and I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's not as simple as like, yeah, here's $50, no problem. It's a little bit more labor intensive. You may have to travel to see them. You may have to help them move. You may have to, again, tend to them while they're on bed rest from a surgery. It's something like that. It sets you up for really good karma with the sun and the star. A lot of child energy and maybe like, again, parental energy, maybe something to do with a mother figure. That's just a few options. Let's see. So what are you waiting for? You're waiting for some sort of freedom or some sort of, I don't know, for some of you it might even be a trip that you want to take or some sort of creative endeavor or creative pursuit. Some of you, it feels like you're waiting to start a family as well. And I mean, with the star next to it, I feel like it is saying for a lot of you, your wishes are coming true. Your wishes are coming into fruition and manifestation. But with the center card being the Three of Wands, I do feel like it is requiring you to be a little bit patient. And again, maybe put your desires and dreams, I don't want to say on the back burner because that makes it sound not important, but again, it's like you're keeping them simmering. It's not that you're not working on them and that you have to draw back or pull back entirely. It's just, again, bigger fish to fry. Something to do with relationships in your life. So we've talked about that. Let's see. There may be some struggle or conflict with a mother figure in the coming month or two. It could also be with a Taurus or a Libra. It doesn't have to be. Something about that may, again, have to do with money issues or a lack of self-worth that stems from how a mother perceives you or treats you, or vice versa, Cancer, if you are a mother. This may I'm getting very strong feminine relationships here. So for my Cancer ladies anyway who have a daughter, there may be some struggle or conflict. It's almost like to do regarding physical appearance and self-worth and vulnerability. So that might be a topic of conversation that maybe needs to be addressed or healed. It's not that we always have the luxury of being able to, address a person with our concerns and complaints. Sometimes it really does have to do with like soul healing and spiritual healing that we do on our own. And, during the eclipse, what we need to release, what isn't serving us, what we essentially need to like kill off in order to grow in another direction. So it is a positive message, but yeah, there could be kind of like some uncomfortable subject matter that you do kind of have to work through, and you will. You're making strides. Six of Swords, again, Three of Wands. Your ships are coming in. For some of you, you may be struggling with the idea of parenthood, or for those who are new parents, it may be posing challenges to you that you didn't necessarily see coming. I don't see this as anything super life-changing. I think it's adaptability. It's getting comfortable with this new scenario and finding your footing and, trying it on for size, and you're going to settle into this role very well. So don't doubt yourself. Know that you are more than capable of doing this, even if you get thrown a few curveballs. There's going to be like happy times, happy family, happy childhood. So keep your head up. Keep your head up. You got this. I think you guys just need like a little pep talk there. You may be dealing with like an unruly child or behavioral issues with a child. Others of you may be struggling to get pregnant. And it has to do with something going on in the body, obviously, right? I know that's like an obvious message. I mean, I'm only reading the tarot cards, so I don't do medical readings. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what's up, but I do see something where something just isn't quite right internally right now. And it might, and bear with me, I know this is a sensitive topic, but it might be a blessing in disguise right now. And I'm not saying that's going to be a situation that lasts forever or doesn't resolve itself. I don't really know, but I'm just getting the thing I need to relay to you guys who are looking to get pregnant and struggling with that. Trust in divine timing. When things happen, they happen for a reason. So know that there might be something else the universe is asking you to explore before you go down that path of being a parent for the first time, or do you know what I mean? Something like that. All right. Let's see. There could be a Leo or an Aquarius who make themselves known and present in your life. It could be romantic. It doesn't have to be. It's possible that someone you once admired or fancied or had a crush on, if they were in a long-term relationship or even married, it's possible that during eclipse season, there might be, I'm hearing the word dissolve. Something about that relationship might dissolve, in which case, if someone is newly available and open, they may give you a call, quite literally with judgment. They may reach out to you. Yeah, again, Leo Aquarius is looking good for that right now. I'm also getting the idea of releasing judgment of the family. And to be honest, I feel like I give this message so much, especially to Cancer and also maybe to Libra too. But the idea of releasing sort of this, I'm just getting the idea of this mental prison, something that you hold yourself accountable for that isn't really necessarily what you want or what you wish or what you desire. It's almost been like, pre-programmed in you, almost like the idea of brainwash because of just the way you were raised. And it's just, yeah, it's like how you grew up. You're a product of your environment and your circumstance, but that doesn't mean that you can't change it and go an alternate path, choose an alternate route, see things through it from an alternate perspective. I'm hearing like take off the rose-tinted glasses too, of the idea that things are supposed to be perfect and look a certain way. Life is messy, and there's something really beautiful about embracing that. And that may have to do with who you build with in the future, with a future romantic partner for those who are single and looking. For those who are with an Aquarius, you guys might be deciding to have children or have a new child. There's definitely something involving children, maybe with an Aquarius. Some of you, it's like you started to make a small romantic connection or had a small fling with someone, but then it's like they kept you waiting and then maybe froze you out. Like, or vice versa, Cancer. It could be that you started off, dating with someone, maybe you like made out or whatever, you slept together. Page of Wands, like it's pretty early on in the game. But then there's like this waiting. I don't know if it's waiting to see if something better comes in or waiting to see if they're going to, pursue you, or I don't know what this is. For some of you, just with the Sun card there, the idea of like a childlike dynamic, I almost get the idea that maybe some of you are playing hard to get because you want to know that this person will fight for you and chase you. But it's almost like they interpreted that as you being kind of shut off and cold, and so they decided not to pursue something with you. But what's interesting is I think both people are kind of missing this connection. So there's like, I don't know if it's confusion, but misinterpretation of what both people want, because I think one or both people are a little bit guarded in some ways, and in other ways they're very open and playful and flirty. But there's almost like, I do want, and I don't mean to offend any of my Cancerians out there, both people in this, there's a part of them in the way they're approaching this, it's a little bit immature. It's a little bit like head games, or a little bit, this person has to prove that they'll fight for me. And it's like, well, just ask for that. Like, rather than like playing this guessing game or wanting to almost like test your person to see how they react, I don't like that energy. It just, again, it feels juvenile. It feels high school. It feels like it's just not helpful. Like, if you're a mature ass person, you should be able to let this person know what you want and what you expect, what you need, and vice versa. Be willing to listen and hear them out and have those open and honest conversations. Because the thing is, it's not a bad start per se, but then it hits this little road bump, and it's almost like both people give up because they're making assumptions about the other person, almost that like you don't want to work with them or vice versa. And the thing is, these people could work together and the problem could be solved. Like there's shelter from the storm in the Five of Pentacles. We just have to be, smart enough to recognize it and realize it. Like this isn't a death sentence. This isn't, it's right smack in the middle, right? It's a 5. So it's like the story, there's more to unfold here. There's more to come in the story, but I'm sort of getting the idea that someone went cold on you or didn't respond to your message. And the thing is, the reason behind that is you may have done something that gave them the impression, like you kind of have like F off vibes, if you know what I mean. And I mean, without even consciously doing it. Obviously, if you're going out with this person and dating, you're not purposely trying to mislead them. But Cancer risings, your house of dating is ruled by Scorpio. And Scorpio can be very extreme. It can be very hot and cold. It can be hard to read because it's very like emotional, but it's all internalized. So something that you might take for granted, making the assumption that this person knows what you're thinking or feeling, don't do that. Especially with a fire sign, because they flat out don't. Like, I don't mean to attack my fire fire signs either, but there's something like they don't pick up on subtlety. Like they need it expressed to them very clearly. So like there's hope here. There is. And that might be why this sort of revival card is sort of speaking to those cards for me, of like judgment, something arising or being woken up from the past, something coming back around. Of course, you never have to take anyone back from the past. I'm not saying you do, but with the Ten of Pentacles, it's like, are we missing out on a good opportunity? Is there something here that we just didn't see? Maybe we didn't see the potential in it at first, or maybe we didn't really get to know each other on a more intimate level. Maybe it was all just kind of, surface level, pretty face, go to bed with them, yada, yada, yada. I don't know. There's more to be discovered there. Yeah, there's conflicts regarding your money, and it might just, if it's almost like if money is an energy, or if you look at your job as an energy in itself, which it is, right? It's like there's conflict there. I don't necessarily sense that it's money issues with people in your life. It's just there's conflicts or internal struggles, internal conflicts about where you want your sources of income to go or come from, for that matter. I like the star here, though, because it's sort of the idea to me that something is in the pipeline. Like it's coming, but it's maybe not coming in time where it would be convenient. You may have to I don't know, you may have to put some stuff on credit card or feel like you're tapping into some savings in order to pursue something. But I do sense that money is coming down the line. So use your best judgment, right? I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just saying, I think money is coming in the pipeline, but it's not here yet. And that is posing some challenges or obstacles for you. But I do think you're going to fight through them. I think you're going to keep your head held high. I think you're going to use that Cancerian tenacity, right? With this Five of Wands. It gets you to the Six of Wands, which is like, the Six of Swords, which is like, okay, we can exhale. We have some peace of mind. Like we've made progress. We've made some strides forward. So, we're out of the rocky waters. We're into smooth sailing. And I'm never advising you to put yourself in a situation where you're, putting your safety at odds or, important things, everyday necessities, that root chakra stuff for survival, right? Things that we need in our life to survive. Don't put yourself in jeopardy in terms of not having any money, right? If you can. It is about having faith, but it's also putting in the action and the effort and showing the universe that you're not giving up on this or being passive of like, oh, well, money will come to me when it's ready. Like, it's great to have a positive attitude and not stress about it. But the thing is, I do see you stressing out about it a little bit. So you need to do something with that pent up frustration or anger. And I don't know, maybe it's about pursuing another source of income or, I don't know, selling off stuff you don't need. It's being solution oriented. All right, any final messages we can give Cancerians? Yeah, there might be some unexpected money that comes in from an opportunity from the past. So it's possible, too, that a work connection or a work relationship may reach out to you with some sort of opportunity that they want to bring you in on. It might be something creative. It may involve a Leo. And it might be in alignment with your long-term goals and wishes. But I don't know why for Judgment, I'm almost getting unexpected. So it's not a Tower card, and I don't usually get that with Judgment, but I don't know, something about it. It seems like it may force you to travel or put yourself at a distance from what you quote unquote call home, or it may force you out of your comfort zone. It may force you out of your little Cancerian shell, but I don't know. I would be open to taking on new opportunities. I think something good comes from them, especially if it's going to help you with your financial problems. All right, Cancer, that's what I got for you. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, book a personal reading with me, and we can tap into your personalized energy. Other than that, have a beautiful day. Thanks for joining me. Bye, Cancer.